Imagine waking up tomorrow with everything you ever wanted: a beautiful house, a powerful car, money in the bank, a successful business, investments producing income while you sleep, people respecting you because of what you have achieved. You have finally made it. But then ask yourself one question: do you own your wealth, or does your wealth own you? Because there is a difference. A man can possess millions and still live like a prisoner. He can be terrified of losing his money, terrified of losing his status, terrified of someone becoming richer, terrified of the economy collapsing, terrified of losing the lifestyle he has created. He may have financial freedom on paper, but psychologically he is still a slave. The Stoics understood something about wealth that modern society often forgets. They did not teach that money was evil. They did not teach that ambition was weakness. They did not tell you to reject success. They taught something far more difficult. Possess wealth without allowing wealth to possess you. Seneca was wealthy. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire. Yet Stoicism repeatedly asked the same question: what happens when the things you own begin to control your emotions? What happens when your identity becomes attached to your possessions? What happens when losing money feels like losing yourself? That is the real danger. Not having wealth, but needing wealth in order to feel valuable. Because the moment your happiness depends on something outside your character, you have surrendered your freedom. Today, we're going to explore how to build wealth, enjoy wealth, protect wealth, and still remain free from wealth. Because the goal isn't to become poor. The goal is to become unowned. Chapter 1. Stoicism does not hate wealth. There is a common misunderstanding about Stoicism. People sometimes imagine the Stoic as a man sitting in a cave with nothing, rejecting money, possessions, comfort, and ambition. That isn't the lesson. The Stoic doesn't say, money is bad. The Stoic says, money is not the measure of my worth. That distinction changes everything. Money can buy a house, but it cannot buy wisdom. Money can buy medicine, but it cannot guarantee health. Money can buy attention, but it cannot guarantee genuine respect. Money can buy entertainment, but it cannot purchase inner peace. Money is useful, but usefulness is not the same thing as ultimate value. The Stoics divided life into what is genuinely good, what is genuinely bad, and what is neither. Money belongs in that third category. It can be useful. It can create opportunities. It can protect your family. It can allow you to build businesses, support communities, travel, learn, create, and give. But possessing it does not automatically make you virtuous. And lacking it does not automatically make you worthless. This is incredibly important because modern society often teaches you to measure yourself through external evidence. Your salary, your car, your house, your followers, your clothing, your business, your lifestyle. Your possessions become your resume. But the Stoic asks, who are you when all of those things disappear? If your answer is, I don't know, then your wealth may already own you. Chapter 2. The difference between having money and needing money. There is nothing wrong with wanting financial security. There is nothing wrong with wanting a better life. There is nothing wrong with wanting to build something valuable. The problem begins when wanting becomes needing. You can want wealth without worshipping it. You can pursue success without making success your identity. You can enjoy luxury without becoming dependent on luxury. This is where Stoic discipline becomes powerful. Imagine two men. The first man has $10 million. The second has $1 million. The first man cannot sleep because he is afraid of losing his money. The second sleeps peacefully. Who is richer? The first has more money, but the second possesses something the first has lost. Freedom from fear. The Stoics would argue that freedom matters more, because if your possessions determine your emotional state, then you don't really possess them. They possess you. Think about your relationship with money. Ask yourself, if I lost 30% of my wealth tomorrow, would I still respect myself? If I lost my car, would I still feel successful? If my business failed, would I still believe I was capable? If nobody knew how much money I had, would I still feel valuable? These questions expose attachment, and attachment is where slavery begins. Chapter 3. Wealth should be a tool, not an identity. Your money should serve your values. Your values should never become servants to your money. This sounds simple, but look at how easily people reverse it. A person starts a business to create freedom. The business becomes successful. Then the business demands every waking hour. He wanted freedom. Now he cannot take a weekend off. He wanted financial independence. Now he is terrified of reducing his income. He wanted to provide for his family. Now his family barely sees him. He wanted a better life. Now he spends his life maintaining the appearance of having a better life. The tool has become the master. This is one of the greatest financial tragedies. People spend years building machines that eventually control them. They build businesses that require their constant attention. They accumulate possessions that require constant maintenance. They increase expenses until they can never afford to slow down. They create lifestyles that demand perpetual income. Then they call themselves successful. But Stoicism asks a different question. How much control do you have over your own life? Because wealth that increases your possessions, while decreasing your freedom, may not actually be wealth. It may simply be a more comfortable prison. Chapter 4. Learn to want less. One of the most powerful financial principles in Stoicism is incredibly simple. Reduce unnecessary desire. Not because you should never enjoy anything, but because every unnecessary desire creates another potential chain. If you need the newest phone, you must keep earning enough to replace it. If you need the most expensive car, you must maintain the income necessary to support it. If you need everyone's admiration, you become dependent on everyone's opinion. If you need luxury to feel successful, ordinary life begins to feel like failure. The Stoic solution is not deprivation, it is voluntary simplicity. Learn to say, "I could live without this." That sentence is powerful. You see something expensive and realize, "I can afford it, but I don't need it." That is freedom, because there is a huge difference between being unable to buy something and being able to buy it but choosing not to. The first may be limitation. The second is mastery. A disciplined person doesn't constantly ask, "How much can I afford?" He asks, "What actually deserves my money?" Chapter 5. Practice being content before you become rich. Many people tell themselves, "I'll be happy when I make more." Then they make more, and happiness moves further away. "I'll be happy when I buy the house." They buy the house. "I'll be happy when I get the car." They get the car. "I'll be happy when the business reaches another level." It reaches the level, then another target appears. This is the treadmill of desire. Stoicism teaches you to practice contentment before wealth arrives. Not because you should stop improving, but because you should learn to appreciate the present while building the future. Otherwise, you can spend 20 years chasing tomorrow and completely miss today. You should be able to sit in a modest home and experience peace. You should be able to eat a simple meal without feeling deprived. You should be able to wear ordinary clothes without feeling inferior. You should be able to walk through a wealthy neighborhood without hating your current life. Why? Because if you cannot enjoy enough, nothing will ever be enough. Chapter 6. Seneca and the practice of voluntary poverty. Seneca understood the danger of becoming dependent on comfort. He sometimes practiced periods of voluntary simplicity. The purpose was not to glorify poverty, it was to train the mind, to remind himself, "I can live with less." Imagine deliberately spending time without luxury, eating simple food, wearing ordinary clothing, living without unnecessary comforts. Not because you cannot afford them, but because you want to prove to yourself that you don't need them. This builds psychological strength. It tells your mind, "If circumstances change, I will survive." That is a powerful form of wealth, because financial resilience isn't only having money, it is having the ability to remain stable when money temporarily decreases. The person who needs luxury is fragile. The person who can enjoy luxury but live without it is resilient. Chapter 7. Don't let your lifestyle become your master. There is a dangerous financial progression. You earn more, so you spend more. You earn even more, so you spend even more. Eventually, your lifestyle grows faster than your freedom. Then something happens. Your income drops, and suddenly the life you built becomes impossible to maintain. The house requires payments. The car requires payments. The subscriptions continue. The staff need salaries. The social expectations remain. The expensive habits remain. Now you cannot walk away. You must keep earning. This is lifestyle inflation, and it can quietly destroy freedom. The Stoic solution is to deliberately create a gap between what you can afford and what you actually consume. If you receive more money, don't immediately increase your expenses. Increase your margin. Increase your savings. Increase your investments. Increase your ability to help others. Increase your freedom. The goal isn't to look richer. The goal is to be harder to control. Chapter 8. Wealth and the fear of loss. Here is one of the greatest paradoxes of wealth. The more you accumulate, the more you may fear losing. A person with nothing has little to protect. A person with millions may spend every day protecting millions. Security can become anxiety. The Stoics had a powerful practice called negative visualization. They would mentally contemplate losing things, not to become pessimistic, but to become prepared. Imagine losing your money. Imagine losing your business. Imagine losing your possessions. Imagine having to rebuild. Then ask, what remains? Your character, your knowledge, your discipline, your ability to work, your relationships, your courage, your capacity to adapt. That is your real wealth. Everything else is temporary property. Chapter 9. Don't confuse net worth with self-worth. Modern culture has made net worth sound like a measurement of human worth. It isn't. Your bank account can tell you how much money you possess. It cannot tell you how honest you are. Your business valuation cannot tell you whether you're a good father. Your car cannot tell you whether you're courageous. Your house cannot tell you whether you're wise. Your investments cannot tell you whether you're trustworthy. Money measures money. It does not measure character. This distinction becomes especially important when your financial situation changes. If your net worth increases, don't become arrogant. If it decreases, don't become worthless in your own eyes. Stay grounded. The Stoic says, I am not my possessions. This is one of the most liberating beliefs a person can develop. Chapter 10. Use wealth to buy freedom. What should you actually do with wealth? One powerful answer is, buy back your freedom. Use money to create time. Use money to reduce unnecessary stress. Use money to invest in productive assets. Use money to support your family. Use money to learn. Use money to create opportunities. Use money to help people. Use money to build things that matter. But don't use money merely to impress people who don't care about you. If you make more money but have less time, less peace and less control over your life, ask yourself whether you are truly progressing. A Stoic definition of financial success might sound like this: I have enough resources to live according to my principles, without being controlled by fear, greed, or social pressure. That is a much deeper definition of wealth. Chapter 11. The danger of status. One of the hardest forms of wealth to escape is status. Money isn't always about buying things. Sometimes it is about being seen. The expensive watch isn't about telling time. The car isn't about transportation. The designer clothes aren't about covering your body. The mansion isn't always about shelter. Sometimes these things communicate. Look at me. I have made it. I am important. But the moment your happiness depends on being seen as successful, you become dependent on spectators, and spectators are unpredictable. Someone richer appears. Someone younger becomes more successful. Someone gets more followers. Someone buys a bigger house. Someone drives a more expensive car. Suddenly, your success feels smaller. This is comparison, and comparison turns abundance into poverty. The Stoic doesn't compete with another man's possessions. He competes with his former self. Chapter 12. Don't let other people set your price. Imagine someone tells you, you aren't successful enough. Why would you believe them? Because they have a more expensive car? Because they have more followers? Because they earn more? The Stoic understands that external opinions have no authority unless you give them authority. If you allow society to determine how much you need, you will never reach enough. There will always be another level, another house, another car, another business, another status symbol, another number. You can spend your entire life climbing a ladder that society placed against the wrong wall. Instead, define your own version of enough. Ask, what do I actually need? What kind of life do I want? What responsibilities do I have? What values matter to me? What amount of wealth allows me to live those values? That is your financial philosophy. Without it, you are simply reacting to everyone else's desires. Chapter 13. Wealth should increase your generosity. One of the best tests of whether you own wealth or wealth owns you is what happens when you have more than enough. Does wealth make you more generous or more possessive? Does success make you more grateful or more entitled? Does money expand your ability to serve, or does it make you afraid to share? The Stoic understands that wealth is more meaningful when it becomes useful. A fortune locked away purely for ego is not particularly impressive. But wealth used to educate children, support family, create employment, build businesses, help communities and create opportunities can become something greater than personal consumption. Money becomes meaningful when it serves something beyond your ego. Chapter 14. Build wealth without ambition and greed are not the same thing. Ambition says, I want to build something valuable. Greed says, nothing will ever be enough. Ambition creates. Greed consumes. Ambition can coexist with virtue. Greed eventually sacrifices virtue for acquisition. You can pursue wealth aggressively while remaining disciplined, but you need boundaries. There must be a point where you can say, I will not compromise my integrity for another dollar, because there are things money should never purchase. Your honesty, your dignity, your relationships, your peace, your principles. If acquiring wealth requires you to destroy the person who earns it, the price is too high. Chapter 15. Know when enough is enough. Perhaps the most difficult financial question is, how much is enough? There is no universal number. Enough depends on your responsibilities, circumstances, goals, and values. But everyone should have an answer, because without one, accumulation becomes endless. You earn, you accumulate. You compare, you desire. You earn more, you accumulate more, and the cycle continues. At some point, you must stop and ask, what am I actually trying to accomplish? Maybe the answer is family security, maybe freedom, maybe creating a business, maybe leaving something meaningful behind, maybe helping others. Once you know the purpose, money becomes a means. Without purpose, money becomes the destination, and money is a terrible destination. Because there is no finish line. Chapter 16. The ultimate Stoic financial test. Here is a test you can perform at any time. Imagine that tomorrow your wealth is cut in half, not destroyed, just reduced. What happens to you psychologically? If you collapse emotionally, your wealth may own you. If you panic because your identity was built around your possessions, your wealth may own you. But if you say, this is painful but I can adapt, then you have something far more valuable than money. You have resilience. Now imagine your wealth doubles. What changes? If you suddenly become arrogant, if you suddenly disrespect people, if you suddenly believe you are superior, then wealth owns you in another way. The goal is emotional stability in both directions. More money shouldn't make you a different human being. Less money shouldn't destroy your identity. That is Stoic mastery. Chapter 17. Your character is the fortune you cannot lose. Everything external is temporary. Markets change. Businesses fail. Currencies fluctuate. Properties depreciate. Possessions break. People leave. Fortunes rise and fall. But character can be developed. Discipline can be strengthened. Wisdom can increase. Courage can grow. Integrity can deepen. These are assets nobody can take from you simply by changing the market. This is why the Stoics placed such extraordinary importance on virtue, because virtue is wealth that cannot be confiscated. If you lose money but keep your character, you can rebuild. If you keep money but lose your character, you may have preserved the wrong thing. Chapter 18, the Stoic Wealth Code. So what does it mean to own wealth without being owned by it? It means earn without worshipping money, save without becoming fearful, invest without becoming obsessed, Spend without seeking validation. Enjoy without becoming dependent. Give without seeking applause. Lose without losing yourself. Gain without becoming arrogant. Build without sacrificing your principles. Live below your means without living below your potential. And most importantly, know that you are more valuable than everything you own. That is the Stoic Wealth Code. Chapter 19. Build your financial life around freedom. Before you make another financial decision, ask yourself 5 questions. First, does this increase my freedom? Second, does this strengthen my future? Third, am I buying this because I need it or because I want people to see me with it? Fourth, would I still want this if nobody knew I owned it? And fifth, if I lost this tomorrow, would I still be okay? These questions can completely transform your relationship with money because they move you from emotional consumption to conscious ownership. You stop asking, can I afford it? And start asking, is it worth owning? That's a much more powerful question. Chapter 20, the final lesson. Be the master. At the end of the day, wealth is neither your enemy nor your savior. It is a tool. Use it wisely. Build it patiently. Protect it intelligently. Enjoy it responsibly. Give it generously, but never kneel before it. Never allow a number in a bank account to determine whether you respect yourself. Never allow a possession to determine your identity. Never allow another man's lifestyle to determine your definition of success. And never become so afraid of losing what you own that you stop living. Because the richest man isn't necessarily the man with the most possessions. Sometimes the richest man is the one who can look at everything he owns and say, I am grateful for these things, but I do not need them to know who I am. That is freedom. That is wealth. That is Stoicism. Conclusion: own your wealth. Don't let it own you. Money is powerful, but your relationship with money is even more powerful. You can have millions and still be poor in spirit. You can have very little and possess enormous inner freedom. The goal is not to reject wealth. The goal is to put wealth in its proper place. Let money sit in your hands, not in your heart. Let possessions improve your life, not define your identity. Let success expand your opportunities, not inflate your ego. Let wealth create freedom, not fear. Because when you own wealth without being owned by it, something changes. You stop chasing money for validation. You stop comparing yourself to strangers. You stop upgrading your lifestyle every time your income increases. You stop fearing every financial setback. You stop believing that another man's possessions make your life smaller. And you begin to understand something the Stoics knew centuries ago. The greatest form of wealth is not having everything. It is needing very little to remain free. So build, earn, invest, grow, create, provide, achieve. But while you are building your fortune, build yourself even more, because one day you may lose everything external. And when that day comes, the only question that matters is, did you own your wealth, or did your wealth own you? Make sure the answer is clear. You were the master, not the money, not the status, not the possessions, not the opinions of others. You. And that is what it truly means to be wealthy.